Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me again. So we're going to be thinking a little bit more about money today in maths, and we're going to be moving our learning on a little bit further. And we're going to be thinking about giving change. Now, those of you that were doing the spicy work on Friday, those of you that opted to do the spicy level of challenge, you will have encountered a little bit of this already. So hopefully you guys are kind of warmed up and raring to go. But I think for everybody here, it's a really good opportunity for us to think about giving change, because this is a really crucial part of maths. Often when you're in a shop, we won't actually hand over to the cashier, to the shop worker, the exact amount of money, because we might not have the exact amount of coins. And so when you're paying for something, you sometimes hand over too much money, and you know that you have handed over too much money. So this is most commonly seen when maybe you pay for something with a £5 note that you know is actually the value of it is less than £5. And what happens then is you're expecting some money back, and the cashier or the shop assistant will be giving you change. So giving change means giving the buyer back any excess money that they've given you. So this is what we're going to be having a think about today. As a bit of a warm-up, have a look at what we've got on the board here. Now, a lot of this will be a bit of a kind of recap from Friday's work on subtraction and Thursday's work from addition. So pause the video here, have a quick sort of warm up with the questions on the board here. Okay, hopefully you've unpaused the video and you're back with me then. So number one, Ron has these coins. He spends 33 pence. How much does he have left? Well, a strategy we looked at on Friday, I think, was actually crossing out or taking away that amount. So rather than adding it all up and then subtracting 33, we could actually take away 33 pence in coins. So that would look like this. We could have crossed out the 20, crossed out the 10, crossed out the 2 and 1, and that's 33 pence there. And we can see what that leaves us with, which in this case is £2.50. What is £1 subtract 50p? Well, we might have needed to do a bit of a conversion in our heads there. We might have needed to think, well, I know that £1 is 100 pence and 100 take away 50 is 50. And then same sort of thing for £2 take away 50p. Could have thought of that as 200 take away 50, so 150, or that's equal to £1 and 50 pence. A little bit of addition to do in our heads here. We had 40p plus something is £1, that's 60p, and then we had 80p, 75p, and 45p. Okay, then, so thinking about today's learning, this is all about giving change. So you might actually need to think about someone in a shop here, and we've got Ron here spending £1, so he's got a £1 coin, and the first thing he wants to buy is this apple. So again, this is us saying that although yes, if he had two 20p pieces, for example, he could just hand over two 20p pieces and he'll have the exact money, but it's unfortunately the case in life that we don't always have the exact amount of money that we need to give across. And in this case, Ron doesn't have two 20p pieces. He's got a £1 coin. So he hands over his £1 coin. The shop assistant goes, right, that's 40p. So how much does the shop assistant need to give back? Now, hopefully you've been having a bit of a think about that in your head already. There's a couple of ways we could think about this. So if we kind of converted our £1 into 10p pieces, maybe in our head, or sort of imagined that, or even just thought of this in tens, that would be a good way of doing it. So we know that £1 is equal to 100 pence. We know the apple is 40 pence. So we're doing here 100 take away 40. So we'd think about taking away our 40 pence. What are we left with there? It's 60 pence. Same sort of thing here then for our little ice bun. 75 pence. Okay, so we're not going to be able to think in tens here because we know that there's a 5p involved. It's not going to be quite as straightforward here. We could do this on a number line. So this is something we looked at on Friday. We could either count up on our number line. So I could go 5p up to 80 pence and then another 20 pence up to £1. Or we could have counted backwards for £1. I could have gone back 20p to 80p and then back 5 pence as well. On the board here, it's showing you counting forward on your number line. So we could go up 5 pence to a nice round 80, and then up the remaining 20 to £1. And then if we put those together, the two jumps are 25p in total. So we can see there it'd be 25 pence change for the ice bun. Okay, same again then, but with Ron now he's buying things with a £5 note. So he's handing over £5. First of all, there's a £2 glass of lemonade. Now, often things like this, I think we can do really quite quickly in our heads, can't we? If we're doing £5 take away £2, we don't need to get too bogged down with the money element of it. I think we can do 5 take away 2 really quickly in our heads. We know that 5 take away 2 is 3, so it's £3 left. If it's a little bit more challenging, like this one for B, where he's buying the donut, and it's £1.75, we might need to use another strategy. So in this case, we might want to think again about our number line. Now, if I were doing this, I would make a little jump up to the nearest pound. So that's 25p. I can see that jump there is 25p up to the nearest pound. And then we can make that easier jump from £2 up to £3. And then it's just a case of putting those two parts together. So we've got £3 and 25p. So these would be two different strategies that we could use. Okay, Jack buys a comic costing £4 and 55p. He pays £10, so he pays with a £10 note. Which set shows the change he receives? Okay, I'd like you to pause the video here and have a really good think about what it's going to be. So pause the video, have a look at your options. Which of these would be the correct amount of change to receive if he's bought a comic costing £4 and 55p? Okay, so our first option there, I know actually lots of you will have initially gone to that option. And I think the reason people initially go to that option is because they see the £4, and so they think, right, well, the number 1 to 10, if you like, of 4 is 6. So they've gone, right, well, if it's £4, he's going to get £6 back in change. But what's really important is that we remember that actually that would discount the pence that we've got left, that we would be ignoring the 55p and the 45p. So it wouldn't quite work like that. Our 55p and 45p would go together to make £1. So we'd have ended up actually with £11 if we'd got that in change. So that's not right. B gave you £5 and 55p. C, that was £5 and 45p. So which of those was the correct amount? Well, let's do a bit of a number line again then. So let's go up in stages. So we can go up 5p, we can go up 40p, and that's got us to a nice round pound there. And then we can go up the remaining pounds and we can see what took us to £10. And then again, if we put all of that together, it's £5 and 45p. And again, by using that number line strategy, we're less likely to make that kind of mental mistake, which I know many people would have done with A, where you kind of look at that 4, immediately think in your mind, right, number 1 to 10, it must be 6. But of course, that forgets your pence. So counting up on a number line is a really good strategy if you need it. So Whitney buys some flowers. She pays with a £5 note and a £2 coin. Here is the change that she receives. What was the cost of the flowers? So first step, how much did she pay altogether? Add up the costs of the note and the coin. That's going to be important for us. Then here is the change that she receives. Well, again, maybe count up the total value of her change there. Let's look at what she could do. So if we were to display this as a bar model, it's going to look like this. We've added up the total cost of, the total amount that she spent, and that was £7. That's £5 plus £2. We've got the change that she got back, which is £1 and 51p. And then we've got this missing part here, which is what the flowers must have cost. So a few ways that we could do this. Definitely using a number line here is going to help us. So let's count up on our number line. Let's count up then to a nice round sort of 10p. So 9p would get us up to £1.60. Then we can go up to the nearest pound. So what do we need to add to 60 to get it to the nearest pound? It's 40p. And that's got us to £2. And then what's that remaining jump up to £7? What do we need to add to 2 to make it into 7? It's 5. Okay. So that's got us up to the full amount. So now that we've made that jump in stages, let's add up the total cost of the flowers. £5, 40p, 9p, it's £5 and 49p. Another question in a similar way. So Eva buys a bucket and spade, lucky her, nice day at the beach. She pays with a £5 note and she gets 2 identical coins in change. Now I want you to think now, what could the price of the bucket and spade be? Now there's going to be a lot of different answers to this, 8 I think. So can you have a really good think now, what could the price of the bucket and spade be? If you are kind of just finding your feet with this, give me one good answer. If you're feeling okay and you're feeling pretty confident, give me a few different answers. If you're wanting a bit of a challenge, aim to find all the different answers to this. Eva buys a bucket and spade. She pays with a £5 note. She gets 2 identical coins in change. Identical means the same. So for example, a 1p and a 1p, a 2p and a 2p, and so on. What could the price of the bucket and spade be? Remember that the 2 identical coins are what she gets in change. Okay, so come back to me when you're done. So she could have got 2 1p pieces in change, which would be £4.98. She could have got 2 2p pieces in change, and so the bucket and spade would have cost £4.96. And there are lots of different answers to this. So let's have a look at a few of them. £4.90. We could have had 2 10p pieces, and so it would have been £4.80. We could have had 2 20p pieces, and so it would have been £4.60. We could have had 2 50p pieces, and so it would have been £4. 2 £1 coins, so it would have been £3, and even 2 £2 coins, and so it would have been £1. Ah, here we go. Sorry, here's the rest of them. Oh, did some mental maths there for no good reason. Sorry. I knew I had the others. Here you go. So here are all of your possible outcomes. Okay. So now's the time then for you to pause the video and have a look through the work yourself. There are 8 questions today. See how you get on. I'll scroll through the video here and then pause it at each one, and I'll have the answers for you at the end. And I have remembered the answers today. Good news. Okay, so here are your answers for today. So same as in previous days, this would be a really good thing to continue practicing at home. So again, if mum or dad are feeling generous and maybe they've got some coins in their wallet or purse, you could set up a little shop with some of your toys. You could have prices for particular toys and kind of set up your own little shop. You could be doing some giving change there. So, you know, mum or dad could come along with a £5 note and pretend to buy some of your toys maybe. That would be a really good way to continue practicing this skill at home, giving change. Okay, thanks everybody. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you back for our last video of the day, which today is history. I'll see you back in time for that.